Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. Papoose and Remy Ma have brought shame to the Black love movement. Oh my gosh. They were exposing each other on social media. Remy called Papoose a dusty and a user. Papoose called Remy a narcissist and a cheater. I mean, the tea that was spilled was insane. Claressa, God is giving you a sign. Run, girl, run. These two are crazy. Claressa Shields is a world champion boxer. She's single, she's childless. She's trying to entertain Papoose, who is still legally married and has all of this baggage, and he's crashing out over his wife, Remy, and Remy is crashing out over him too. She act like she don't care, but she do.
You're a piece of shit, Papoose. You really are. You have turned into a piece of shit. The gambling, the failures that you've had in your career or whatever that didn't pan out how you wanted to has turned you into somebody else.
You're very cruel to people because you're a narcissist. She's the type of person who will say something to you and 10 to 5 minutes later she'll say, I didn't say that. Straight bipolar. Was diagnosed with it. You're not Cardi B, man. Let's keep it a buck. This is how phony you is.
I'm just saying, Claressa needs to walk away from this. She does. Because the thing that triggered this whole crash out between Remy and Papoose was when Claressa was on The Breakfast Club and she was asked a question about her situation with Papoose, and she answered it. And I didn't think her answer was bad. I mean, she did go through a lot of drama online with Remy last year because Remy thought that her team put out a negative article about her and Remy was dragging her and Papoose, but Claressa didn't say anything too crazy on The Breakfast Club, in my opinion. Now, should she have really expounded on the situation? Probably not, but what she said did not deserve the type of response that Remy was giving. However, I do think Remy was saying some things that Claressa should probably pay attention to.
Say it again.
You said earlier there's some things Pap need to handle. I don't know.
In his personal life.
Oh,
yeah, it's the elephant in the room. Like,
yeah.
but that takes time, and like I said, that's not my place to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have any ill will toward any women, and I don't have any ill will toward her.
Nobody shouldn't have any ill will towards me because I ain't do nothing to nobody. I look at it now, and I feel sorry for old girl. Like, I feel sorry for her. I've told Papoose. I told them. Why don't you tell this stuff? Why don't you tell your current come up? Cause that's what it is. Tell your current come up. Don't say nothing about me. You are a world champion. You are accomplished. You have made it from out the ghetto, from the slums, from the depths of Flint, Michigan. You don't got no kids. You have your whole life ahead of you. Why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything going, has no career, no job, no income, except for the income that he's claiming off of your percentage because he's your manager? Got you out here talking, looking crazy. He's the one that don't want to sign, don't want to get his stuff out his ex house. Doesn't be there for his child that he begged for. But telling you he wants another one. Let me guess. He's telling you he want a son, right? He has a son. He has a son. He just doesn't like his son's sexual preference, so he acts like he doesn't have a son. He has a son. We have a son. What are we talking about? I literally told my friends, they was like, yo, you think he ever gonna leave? I was like, when he finds a replacement, when he finds someone who we think he can have doing all the shit that I was doing, then he'll leave. Girl, man, don't nobody fall in love faster than somebody with nowhere to stay. I don't even know who he is today. Let me rephrase that. Because the person that I married in 2008, that's not who this is now. Now he's a wife.
Listen, I think it might be helpful if Claressa pays attention to what Remy is saying. Papoose might seem like a nice guy, and I believe he treats Claressa well. I mean, he treats her well enough to have her in love. But he has a lot of baggage, and I think Claressa should avoid all of this before it's too late. But Claressa is standing 10 toes behind her man, and she's combating everything Remy said. She first said that Remy was lying about Papoose being her manager. She said Mark Taffet is her manager and she don't play about her money. And she also claimed that Papoose helped open up opportunities for her and help her get to the bag. And she says he has his own car, his own house, and everything. So she says everything is all good over there. But Remy is like, if it's all good, then why won't Papoose get a lawyer so they could proceed with the divorce? Because apparently he's been holding things up for some time, but he did recently file for divorce after Remy called him out on it. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I just think Claressa should back away while she can, because there's still a lot of intense energy between Remy and Papoose. And their latest back and forth was just too much. It was too much. Now, this is not the first time that Remy and Papoose have gone through issues on social media. I mean, everything went downhill for their image when it was put out there that Remy was cheating on Papoose with this battle rapper called Eazy The Block Captain. Now, Remy does have a battle rap league, and Eazy is on her league. And Eazy was going around telling people that he was smashing Papoose's wife. Papoose, of course, was embarrassed. He was the guy who stood by Remy when she went to jail for shooting at her best friend over a stack. She spent 6 years in prison. Papoose married her while she was in prison. He fought through the system. He said that he got funds together to bail her out of prison the first time. He was there for her. He dropped out of his tour just to be an emotional support system for her. So Papoose has kind of put it out there that he has made a lot of investment in her, which is why when she stepped out with Eazy The Block Captain, it shocked so many people, because how can she just leave a partner who was there for her the whole time? Well, there was more to the story that we didn't know. Apparently, while Remy was in prison, Papoose was cheating on Remy.
Because guess what? I'm such a real one. I know the procedure when somebody goes to prison. I know the procedure. So it was never about infidelity. When I came home, and I went straight through that phone immediately. I know what was up. When I had to fight baby mothers at mother-in-law's houses on Thanksgiving, I knew that girl wasn't lying about what she was saying was going on while I was saying. I knew she wasn't lying. I just was mad. I knew she wasn't lying, though. If we keeping it a bean, I knew she wasn't lying.
Remy showed the receipts of Papoose still talking to one of his baby mamas when she was fresh out of prison. But Remy still stayed. She worked through it and she stayed. Now Papoose dropped a bombshell too, saying that Remy cheated on him with another woman in their home while their daughter was there.
She had a friend that she was away with. She had a certain individual who she was locked up with. I always heard this person's name. I ain't think nothing of it. We had like a little dinner in the basement or whatever at the crib. So this is the first time I seen homegirl outside of when they was in the penitentiary together. So I see her at the crib. Okay, she stayed for a couple days. She spent the night. She tells me, I'm going to sleep in the guest room with such and such. I said, okay, that's cool. I sleep in the room by myself. Next day, same thing. I said, damn, babe, you sleeping in there again? And at this time, I'm trying to be intimate with her. When it's time to go down, she slipped out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay. After she do that, she go back to sleep in the room with homegirl this particular night. But you want to know why she started having so much animosity towards me? Because I ended up finding out the truth, y'all. And I'm not saying this because it's a bad thing, but I'm saying this because she has done a lot of bashing towards people who live that lifestyle and talk so bad about them and say so many foul things about them that it hurted her so bad that I knew the truth. So on another day, I caught her with this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them. Ended up catching it. Now, this individual is a female. So I can't do nothing to her. I don't put my hands on females. But I told her to get out. I said, get the fuck out. Because I felt very disrespected that took place in my house while my daughter was right there on the bed.
That right there is trifling. To do that in front of their daughter, that is crazy. But Papoose stayed. Now, why did he stay? Well, according to Remy, he stayed because he had nowhere else to go. She was paying for everything.
Well, that's another thing I don't like. Oh, she was held down while she was in jail. I was who I was when I went to prison. My royalty check still came in. I gave power of attorney so that they could write checks and go on my account and do this. I was buying Christmas gifts, not just for my son, for 3 other children that I was still getting to know. Paying rent in a house that I pay rent in at least 3 different apartments that I never seen a day in my life. And you know what I came home to? I was paying rent from jail. When we was on them visits and nobody had no money, we was both on the visiting floor cold together. I did stupid shit like, hey, look at my new truck. It's a push gift. I bought that. So I did do some shit to put the sauce on it. But that's what you're supposed to do when you love somebody and you're in a relationship. You make them see like they're bigger than what they are. You understand? The people at Love and Hip Hop, one executive in particular who I heard was doing this behind the scenes. How you want to be talking crazy? Like, y'all ain't see me taking 15, 20, 25,000 off of my fee to put it on that, or to put it on his fee. Why would I want my kid father to be messed up? If I got the bag or if I'm in position, I'm gonna make sure niggas, like, that's what I do. But that's what he preys on.
Now, when Remy was bringing up the fact that she paid for everything, Papoose clapped back and said that he wrote 90% of her raps. So all those royalty checks that she got from those songs, her hit songs like Conceited, Papoose wrote that and never got any credit. So technically, those royalty checks should be his.
First and foremost, I have a cash business. So there's numerous times where I cashed you out and you went and bought things. With my money. With my money. You want to talk about property? We bought this house together. We bought it together. I wrote one of your biggest records, man. One of your biggest hits. So you want to downplay me as an artist when I wrote one of your biggest hits. That's so sad. All of this money talk and all of this and what I don't got and what I got. Since I met her, I have written 90% of the rhymes that came out of her mouth. I never asked for a penny. I never asked for credit. She was my wife. I didn't want anything from her. I just wanted to see her win. Look at the comments. They know what I wrote. I wrote tons of her music. 90% of her music, I wrote it since I've been around her. The only reason why I'm mentioning that is because you fabricated. You fabricated and you talked about my children. And I saved her life one time in music too. She was in a crisis. Papoose pen to the rescue. Anyway, so I'm writing the music. She needed somebody to book shows. I'm doing the contracts, booking the shows, setting the shows up. I'm coming to the show, I'm collecting the first end, I'm collecting the back end. Word is born, I don't take one penny, y'all.
This man ain't right 90% of anything. Like, I wish he paid 90% of the fucking bills. We probably wouldn't be here, but that's neither here nor there.
Now, I do believe Papoose when he said he wrote Remy's music, and I think he even wrote Sheether as well, which Nicki did clock in her song No Frauds. But Papoose is upset because I think he still has feelings for Remy, but also he feels like he invested a lot. And he does seem like the type who gets a lot of his self-worth in being a woman's knight in shining armor. And that's why he tends to go for broken women or the tough girls who have never been treated soft or been respected or been loved. He knows that when he showers those type of women with attention, they just fall at his feet completely. And the women end up doing everything for him. They take care of him financially and everything. And that's great for him. That's how he gets his fill. But I think Remy grew tired of that and she wanted something different, I guess. But now she's with Eazy The Block Captain, and Papoose claims that she's out here supporting him. Remy, however, denied that. She defended her man and his credit score.
when he realized that a regular nigga that can rap, but just not the way we do it. By the way, he makes $50,000 per battle, has about 5-6 battles a year, so he makes at least $250,000 a year. You understand? Great credit score. I never seen a person with a credit score like this in my life. Like the richest people that I've been around. But anyway, unlike some people who beg me to add their name to one of my properties and I have a fucking lien on it because they don't pay their taxes. You was devastated that a regular nigga that used to work for sanitation, got a pension plan, got a 401k, that happens to rap, was able to overcome your manipulation, was able to treat me nice. Not just because the camera's on, not just because people are watching, but because he genuinely felt like that. Not because I was paying his bills, not because I was taking care of his kids. And none of that. None of that. And then, after I created my battle league, Chrome 23, I hope to make another battle league that's popping. He signed himself to, he literally that day signed himself to Slitcherverse Records and dropped a single the same day.
I actually believe Remy. I do. I think Eazy The Block Captain has been a thorn in Papoose's side because he feels like it caused the breakdown of their marriage and also their image. They no longer were black couple goals. But the way Remy tells it, she said that she and Papoose weren't even together. They were seeing other people and there had been infidelity going on in their marriage. Papoose said Remy cheated, but Remy said that Papoose also cheated.
But y'all know how it is with these. They could do mad shit to you all day, every day, year after year, decade after decade. But the second you do something to them, the second you say, I'm done, I'm finished, all hell breaks loose. The moment that he knew his job at TuneCore was solidified via that she was fucking over there, play with me. That's why he was mad that I never posted it, because he doesn't get a check from TuneCore. He was getting a percentage of the subscriptions, and he wanted me to post to my 11 million followers to subscribe to TuneCore. And I told him, tell the bitch that you're fucking at TuneCore to post it on her page.
Not Papoose cheated on his black queen throughout the marriage. But it was all a front, y'all. I'm telling you, both Remy and Papoose were fronting for the public, and they said they wanted to stay together for their daughter, which I do believe. But it did get to a point where they were no longer together. However, Papoose said that he and Remy had an agreement to work on the marriage. So this is why he was really upset that she moved on to Eazy, because he thought that maybe their marriage can be salvaged. And honestly, I think Remy would have stayed if he paid more of the bills.
I wish he paid 90% of the fucking bills. We probably wouldn't be here, but that's neither here nor there.
Papoose also would have stayed with Remy if she didn't step out with Eazy.
You refuse to tell people, hey, me and Rem haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole black love thing. That was your thing. That was the only thing you had. Because the original plan was like, you know what? You do what you want to do. I do what I want to do. We said we was going to raise our daughter a certain way, you know, and we gonna figure out how to live in the same house and whatever. But then motherfuckers felt like they could control what I do, but do whatever they want to do. When niggas tried to do, when it came to my event and make a fucking scene, if y'all really look back, this didn't come from me.
You such a liar. There was no agreement. When I found out you was with the lame, you denied it. You shitted on him. Basically said, yo, why would I be with him? Why do you think I would be with him? And then you wanted to go to therapy. So check it out now. Check it out. So when we go to therapy, me and her both said we want to work it out. I never wanted to leave from under the roof with my baby. That's why I stayed around for this nonsense. And the therapist told her, Remy, since you're saying that it's only business with this dude moving forward, but y'all have a last event coming up, after this event, you're going to cut all ties with this individual. Long story short, she kept cheating with the lame. Okay, move forward from that. Another event is coming up later on down the line. I found out the lame was there. I said, she gotta be kidding me, man. I done told you I'm gonna put this nigga down and you bring him to the event. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she been home. She's staying out on days my daughter got to go to school. My daughter's calling, she's not answering the phone. I'm calling, she's not answering when she with this lame. Then she's with this lame for days at a time. It's like crackhead behavior. I'm like, yo, something is wrong. Are they using drugs or something? Like, what's going on with her and this lame?
Papoose even claimed that Eazy was blackmailing Remy to stay with him.
Through this entire ordeal of her cheating with this lame, I started to notice that he had something on her. And I felt like he was blackmailing her. I'm gonna play the recording right now. This is the lame.
Yeah, man. So far, she's saying she fuck with me. I believe her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with that. But you're right, though. Anything can happen. So that shit gonna be 3 months, man. I don't know for how long it is. I got pictures, the texts, the videos of us. That shit gonna blow whenever I say it's gonna go. I'm talking about when I'm saying that news of cheating and all of that shit go anytime. It don't matter if it's a week or whatever. Like, the only reason why it's sparking is because you just all these shit.
You just heard this lame, who she was dealing with since 2022, say in his own voice, I got videos and pictures of us. That's going to go whenever I say so. One of the reasons why she's so angry at me is because she says, all of this is my fault. Y'all ready for this? Because I knocked him out. She said if I would have never knocked him out, she would have been stopped talking to him. She said the fact that I knocked him out, she had to keep talking to him because she didn't want him to expose things. But I want y'all to hear this. Listen to this.
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with it to make sure you don't go all the way back and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team F this nigga.
Team F this nigga. That's your name, babe, bro.
You didn't give a fuck. You didn't fucking care.
That is not true.
Talking to this nigga.
I would have been stopped talking with this nigga. So she's mad at me because I knocked him out. So she's telling me that I knocked him out. I put her in a position where she still had to be cool with him. But she tell y'all on live, oh, he's this. Oh, yeah. A man that treat me right. A man that did this and did that. You just said the other day you don't even deal with this lame no more. I just played her saying that she would have been done with him if I would have knocked him out. Guess what, y'all? He's still going to deal with her because he's a bum. The league is hers. It's not his. She threatens him anytime he get mad. Oh, I'm taking take it down. You sleeping with this girl, take it up. I got all of that document.
Ooh, Papoose is petty. He is petty for recording those messages, but he was kind of exposing the type of person Eazy was. Eazy was trying to blackmail Remy. That's crazy. And Tasha K did kind of put out there that Eazy The Block Captain was DMing another woman while he was seeing Remy, allegedly. And this happened back in November, so it was a while ago, but still, if this is true, it does kind of show that he is the type to cheat. So I think it's really pointless of Remy to kind of make it seem like he's so much better than Papoose. It seems like they're very similar to me. In fact, they even look the same. It's hard to tell them apart. But Remy and Eazy seem to be going strong. They're out and about together. They look happy, but that's only the surface. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And Remy knows how to put on a front. Just like she put on a front with Papoose, she could very well be putting on a front with Eazy just to get under Papoose's skin. And I think Papoose is using his relationship with Claressa to irritate Remy. So these two are just messy. This is why I say, Claressa, girl, run, please. And they've been dragging each other on social media all day. Papoose was dragging Remy's man, and Remy said that Papoose pawned her jewelry to get money. There was a slew of accusations they were throwing at each other, but it got really messy when they brought their family into it. And it's clear to me that they both have an agenda to make each other look bad, because the more they villainize each other, the less accountability they will take. And they also want to be seen as the victim in the situation so they could get sympathy from the public. But the truth of the matter is they both did dirt in their marriage, but they'll continue taking jabs at each other to deflect from that fact.
I'm with my daughter all the time. I don't just pick her up once a month, if that, and then run to social media and post it to make it seem like I'm the parent of the year. I've seen my daughter more than 3 times this year. He has a son. He just doesn't like his son's sexual preference, so he acts like he doesn't have a son. He has a son. We have a son who is very much alive and well and probably feels slighted sometimes.
It hurts me that I gotta even say this about you, that I gotta even come on this live and do this. But the fact that you tried to mention my children, the fact that you had the audacity to come on here and say, I haven't seen my daughter, when you didn't allow me to see my daughter. You had the audacity to send me a text and tell me not to come to my child's party. Why did you do that? Because I moved on and I wasn't sitting in the house watching my daughter while you run around with this lame, come home to me and say you wasn't with him. You sit here and you want to mention my son. Okay. First and foremost, I love all my kids the same. Anybody who knows me knows that. She tried to go out here and exploit my son. And somebody told me, she said, oh, if he keep talking, I'm going to go on live with his son or whatever. What? You are the one who have malicious things to say about other people's kids. And I don't even want to bring my stepson in it because I know his situation is very serious and I love him. And I love my son the same. I love both of them. But I love my stepson like he my real son because I raised him. Even right now, in the situation that he's in, I went to visit him. You didn't even visit him. You waited till I visit him, then you went to visit him. But I love my son, I love my stepson, I love all my kids, I love my daughters, all the same. Like I said, as your kids get older, sometimes y'all have differences because as a parent, certain things you want for them, certain things they want for themselves. But that doesn't change the love. Love all my kids the same. You want to pretend like you got any type of love for my son? You don't got no love for nobody in my family. You never showed no love you had animosity and hatred towards everybody, especially other women. You are a very unhappy individual.
She won't let me see my daughter. She won't let me see my daughter. I ain't never been the bitch to keep a man away from his kid. Are you talking about the times when you wanted to take her over to your mother's house? And I told you, don't be having my daughter around the fouls that's over there? One of your adopted sisters, knowingly, y'all all know about it over there, touching on kids. And that's why she ain't never been over there. That's why she don't know them. And you agreed with it when we were together. Hence why my daughter ain't never really go over there like that. By the way, my stepson called me. Want me to put him on my live? I'll put him on my live and let him go. I'll let him go. Mr. Great Dad, Mr. Great Husband. I will add him to my live and let him go on you. He told me thank you. I felt bad after because I didn't even realize that. Like, oh, I could have just possibly put him in and said thank you. Thank you, Remy. Weirdo.
But you came on here and you mentioned my kids. Then you went back on there and tried to act like you exploited my son, like it's something I'm ashamed of. So when she called me the other day, tried to get back with me yesterday, and I declined because she was so mad about Claressa, so angry because I finally moved on. She see us living our life. She even tried to tell me, like I told you yesterday, she started asking me, are you done with me? Are you done with me? I said, is that even a question? I'm going forward with the divorce, yes. Now, I wake up to this morning. Very strange.
I was just trying to get back with you yesterday. Get back with what? Get back with what? Why the f*** would I be trying to get back with you, sir? Stop lying to these people. Secure your bag. Trying to get back with you. Are you crazy? Nobody was trying to get you back. If I wanted to get you back, all I had to do was just listening to the cries and the pleading. I have that too. Want me to play the audio of you crying? Or do you want me to place the footage of you sleep on the couch? Stop lying through them fucking teeth that I paid for. Fucking liar. Ew. I don't even like the cologne you wear. It's gross. Ew.
This is not funny for real. It's really not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing, but Remy and Papoose are petty. They're messy, and I kind of feel like they still low-key want each other. And this is why Claressa, girl, you gotta run. But see, Clarissa's hard-headed. She wants to stay with Papoose, and unfortunately, she's gonna have to deal with everything that comes with him, including Remy. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about this mess down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.